Good afternoon, gamers. My name is KarQ. Yesterday, Wu Yang's Hero Trial was released, and today there's a weekly recall article, which is Scott Kennedy, aka Custa, aka former pro player Custa, aka the new hero designer on the team for the past year. He's in this blog talking about the new perks that are coming up for Season 18, which begins on August 26th. That's a Tuesday, in about 11 days. Apparently, every hero is getting at least one perk change. That's a big change to the core basis of the game. So let's take a look at the article and see what Mr. Custa has had to say about this topic. The weekly recall, 2 perks, 2 furious. Okay, big title going on here. Hey everyone, it's Scott Kennedy back for another weekly recall, taking you behind the scenes as we gear up for Season 18. This time around, we're going to learn more about perks. When we introduced the perk system in Season 15, it was the largest fundamental change to core gameplay since Overwatch 2 launched. Our team worked with a cautious hand to ensure you could feel empowered playing all your favorite heroes without moving away from the core fundamentals of Overwatch. It's never fun to get demolished by the enemy and not understand why. Thankfully, your feedback has been mostly positive and extremely helpful from a design perspective. Heading into Season 18, we're using what we learned over the past few months to turn up the heat and invent bigger, bolder perks that better align with our core philosophies, taking the place of perks that didn't quite hit the way we thought they would. There's something for everyone too, so each hero will be getting at least one new perk to play with when Season 18 launches on August 26th. That's the big headline here. Pondering the perks is the next subheading here. Our goal when developing and maintaining perks was to build a system within Overwatch that added dimension, strategy, and new ways to enjoy playing your favorite heroes. It's important to us that perks not only feel impactful within a match, but also fun to use, all while being easy to understand. So breaking it down even further, minor perks should feel beneficial for your hero. You're going to find value with them and use them to improve parts of a kit based on your specific playstyle. Major perks, on the other hand, should feel transformative. They should actually change the way that you think about an ability or affect the way you play the rest of the match. To us, many perks were successful in this pursuit. When deciding which perks to tune up, tune down, refresh, or remove altogether, we work within those philosophies. Internal data like perk pick rates and hero win rates with certain perks equipped is important, as is player feedback. But for this big refresh, we looked at things through the lens of aligning with our original goals. Time for an upgrade is the next subheading. So for each hero, we tried to see what their kit was missing as far as current perks were concerned and where improvements could be made. We also wanted to move away from a trend we noticed where certain minor and major perks synergized together and amplified the same ability, essentially doubling down on part of a hero's kit. So 2 of Juno's current perks, which is Familiar Vitals, the minor perk, and Locked On, major perk, revolve around her pulsar torpedoes, and choosing both gives you some serious projectile power. But those 2 perks overwhelmingly ended up being the quote-unquote default options for Juno in most players' eyes. So in Season 18, we wanted to add more utility to Juno's kit with less overlap. So for example, Faster Blaster is now her new major perk, which makes Juno's Medi Blaster automatic while Glide Boost is active. What? So combining improved weapon damage with a movement ability for those who like to play fast and furious. Wait, that's crazy. So while your Glide Boost is active, you're just gonna unload your entire gun. There's no 3-round, it's not a 12-round burst. Like, it's not brrr, brrr, it's gonna be brrr. Oh shit. Locked On will also move to the minor perk directly against Familiar Vitals, meaning you'll have to pick between reducing the cooldown of your pulsar torpedoes or letting them aim more quickly. Now, this choice will depend on the team around you, the enemies against you, and the match right in front of you. Some heroes have perks that already offer a variety of choices for multiple playstyles, but they need a little boost to better compete with others in their role. So for example, Scatter Arrow Enthusiasts got their wish with Hanzo's current minor perk, which does make his Storm Arrow split into 3 new projectiles that bounce an additional 2 times. It's a popular and fun perk, but it hasn't made much of a difference as far as damage dealing is concerned. For Season 18, we're moving Scatter Arrow to a major perk slot and making it a bit more ferocious while maintaining balance. Storm Arrows will now split into not 3, but 5 arrows upon the first ricochet and deal 33% of normal damage for a possible total of 166% damage, if your simple geometry is right. Wow, so this is like OG Hanzo, Scatter Arrow back in the game. Other heroes are suffering from success, enjoying perks that make the enemy team's experience more frustrating than fun. Ana's major perk, Shrike, is the only major that directly affects and hugely improves an ultimate ability, giving her a little too much power, and that was my favorite perk, by the way, as Ana, because you get to nano yourself, right? Due to this, we're removing Shrike. But before you get the pitchforks out, Biotic Bounce, another hugely popular Ana perk, is moving to the major slot with bonus buffs. In its place though, Ana gets a new minor perk, which is called Speed Serum, which grants 40% movement speed to both Ana and her target once Nano Boost is cast. She still got the juice. So this is what Ana was back in 2016, 2017, the Beyblade meta with Reaper, Genji with the Nano Boost and the speed, Reinhardt swinging away with the speed boost. That is crazy. It's a big throwback to the old Ana, but it also gives Ana herself movement speed, which is an even bigger bonus than what her original Nano Boost used to be. Obviously, at the time in 2016, it didn't give like the instant heal that it does now. So this version, Speed Serum, is mathematically and objectively stronger than how it was back in the day. Next section is called Dreaming Bigger. So while a lot of perks are being improved or reimagined, Season 18 includes a ton of brand new perks that we hope will add more nuance and strategic choices to hero kits. We can't spoil them all before Season 18 drops, but there are a few that deserve a shout out. All right, buckle up. More teasers here for perks. So along with their new sparkly mythic skin, Sojourn is a new mythic next season, by the way. It's been teased and pictures are already all out. Sojourn will get a new major perk next season called Friction Generators. So her power slide will now generate up to 50 energy for her primary weapon, which can be used to power up an attack or delay railgun decay between fights. That is very strong. That has to be a major perk. Yeah. We'll be keeping a close eye on how this perk meshes with the additional base kit changes to Sojourn coming in Season 18, but we believe it adds another layer of strategy for you to work with. You now have to decide whether to use Power Slide to escape a fight or to kick one off. It's always exciting for us when perks check the boxes of useful and wildly fun at the same time. Everyone's favorite rock enthusiast, Venture is one of the few heroes whose abilities don't take up every slot or button on console available to them. So now we're adding Smart Extender as a major perk to take advantage of this free real estate. When you press this button, it now increases Venture's maximum projectile range by 100% to enable them to finish off enemies that were previously out of reach while keeping their Explorer Resolve shield high. Dude, doubling your range of your primary, that's longer than like Sigma's poke. That seems pretty damn good. This is temporary though, because I guess it's a button activation. It made it seem like when you bought this, or when you take this perk originally, that you would permanently have the long range, but now you can choose to have your normal range versus the super long range. They teased a bunch of other perks in the dev live stream yesterday, which we'll cover in just a second after this article is over. Okay, so it concludes with, we can't wait to see what you do with these new and improved perks. Thanks for reading, good luck, and have fun. So a big teaser on the upcoming perks. I'm mostly excited for the Speed Serum from Ana, obviously because I'm an Ana main, and it's really interesting to see the Juno one because I don't think they mentioned that one with the full automatic Medi Blaster. That sounds sick. If you guys missed it, yesterday they did a dev live stream with Wuyang, and then they covered a bunch of perks afterwards to fill in some of the gaps. So I think someone on Reddit compiled all the new perks they're teasing. Not all the ones they teased in the live stream yesterday, but obviously there's a change for every single hero, and I think they teased like 10 other ones yesterday, so let me go find that real quick. All right, this was taken from the competitive Overwatch subreddit by user Batronic Reddit. This is just screenshotted from whatever they could see from yesterday's stream. So Venture's perks here, we have Deep Burrow, where drill dash distance is 50% longer while burrowed. Excavation Exhilaration, so while Tectonic Shock is active, cooldowns refresh 300% faster. That seems about the same, right? But there's Smart Extender right there. Empower the Smart Excavator with E. This is on PC, the binding of E, which is ability 1 or 2, to increase his maximum projectile range by 100% for only 4 seconds. And then the other one, which is covered in dirt, which is dealing damage with Clobber, grants up to 30 Explorer Resolve shields. I think that's the default one. The bigger one is Smart Extender. For Wrecking Ball, the screenshot's actually wrong, but I read it in the other Reddit post where it's actually Wrecking Ball gets his adaptive shield it's like when you press adaptive shields for the first 1.5 seconds, you can parry projectile, so this will help you anticipate sleep darts and stop you from getting CC'd or hacked at the right time. That is actually an insane major perk. For Echo, they're changing what happened here? Focus Rush, focusing beams range is increased by 4 meters and movement speed is increased by 10% when active. Partial Scan Duplicate now starts with 50% of its ultimate charge. I think that one's normal, right? Full Salvo, the major perk got buffed, where Sticky Bombs fire 50% more projectiles. They used to deal less damage, but now it deals its normal damage. And Focusing Beam resets Flight's cooldown. I think that's a normal one from before. Ramatra's Void Surge is the same. I think Relentless form is the new one, where while in Nemesis form, eliminations now extend the duration by 1 second, half of that during Annihilation. For Ana, Groggy's the same. Here, Speed Serum. Nano Boost now grants a 40% movement speed to both Ana and her target. We talked about that in the blog article just a second ago. And Biotic Bounce got moved to the major down here. It got buffed a little bit though. After exploding, Biotic Grenade bounces again for 60 damage and 60 healing. I think that number is buffed a little bit. Moira, it looks like they made it a stadium power here. They have Destruction's Divide. Coalescence can now be toggled between pure healing or pure damage with 25% greater effect. Ethical Nourishment is Biotic Orb's first 30 healing is instant on each ally it encounters. Reversal, this one's the crazy one. Reactivating Biotic Orb reverses its direction, so truly a skill orb this time. For Draco Queen, they're changing Rampant Charge here. I think this one used to be like the Gracie knife. The knife would be a little bit bigger and do like a little more damage, but now it's Gain Unstoppable and refresh all cooldowns when using Rampage, which is her ultimate. That's the minor perk. And then the major perk, Willy Willy. When recalling Jagged Blade, its radius is increased by 100% and it deals 30 additional impact damage. I know a lot of people say their little peepee down there is Willy Willy, is a willy, but apparently Willy Willy in Australian slang is like a dust storm or something like that. All right, Junkrat, Mine Recycling. Killing blows with concussion might now restore an extra charge. 1 charge, that's really cool. And then Bomb Voyage as a major perk got changed here. After launching the concussion mine, Junkrat gains 35% increased attack speed for 3 seconds. The other perks are the same. Wu Yang's perks are down here as well at the bottom, but we covered that on the main channel with Wu Yang changes, but I'm not going to read those ones. But that's all the perk teasers for now. Obviously, when the full season comes out, we'll see the entire list then. Let me know which perks you guys are most excited about, and leave some more perk suggestions in the comments, because we use that for the suggestions box video as well when we take people's ideas and see if we like them or not. I think the last episode was out a couple of days ago, so you can go check that one out as well. All right, take care. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.